Hello guys. Okay, another video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about insulin and the glycemic index and try to understand it a little bit better, help some people understand it, because the glycemic index is not really a very accurate way of measuring insulin's response to foods, and I'm going to explain that in just a minute. But before I do, make sure you give me a thumbs up, you subscribe to this channel. I have so much good information for anybody's health, but I specifically gear it towards women's health, hormone and gut health, and helping women to become their own health advocates, learning the signs and symptoms and what they mean, and helping them just to become a little bit stronger when it comes into like the medical world, because a lot of times women are dismissed when they go to the doctor and they don't fight as hard as they should for not just being put on medication or asking for alternatives, or they just don't know what questions to ask because they just don't understand. All they know is they feel bad. These are the symptoms they have and they want an answer, and they feel so bad that they will almost just take any answer that you're giving to them, that the doctors give them, which typically is putting them on some kind of medication. And again, I'm not doctor bashing, because that's what the doctors are taught in school. They're not taught a whole lot of proactive medicine. It's all reactive medicine. And so I'm trying to just help women become their own health advocates, to have more questions to ask when they go into the doctor's office, to help them keep from getting dismissed, and to not make them feel like they're crazy for the symptoms that they're having. They're real, they're true. I know what you're going through, and I know that you can feel better. So you can find information on my programming at CynthiaWilliamsWellness.com. January of 2023, I am launching a brand new gorgeous 12-week program that is basically like back to basics, teaching women all about their bodies, their hormones, their gut health, their why they're not losing the weight, and then helping them to lose the weight along the way while getting healthy and understanding their body. So it's a fantastic 12-week program. You also have access to me through the whole 12 weeks. I'm there to answer questions for you, to guide you, to keep you from struggling. It's a great program. I'm in the beta process of it right now, and just have had wonderful feedback from the 20 women that are going through the program, and how well they're doing. So I'm excited for that. Okay, so let's talk about just the glycemic response. So you have what's called the glycemic index, and I'm sure that a lot of people have heard of this. Like, they say a banana has a 20 on it, and what that means is the amount of insulin, or the response of insulin to the food being eaten in your body. So what is insulin? Let's start with that. Insulin is like the gatekeeper for your cells. It is a hormone, and it is a messenger. And so what it does is it goes and it talks to all the cells. It will tell the cells to open the door and let the glucose, which is the sugar from the food that you were eating, into the cells, okay? So it's your gatekeeper. It opens and closes the doors. So the amount of insulin that is released is dependent upon the amount of glucose that you've eaten. So we've got so much glucose coming in, it tells the brain to release so much insulin so that the insulin can get out into the body and open all the doors so that the glucose has somewhere to go, okay? So your response, the glycemic index, is based on your response of insulin to the glucose coming in. But it's not accurate. And the reason it's not accurate is because everybody's response to insulin is going to be different, okay? My response to eating a banana, is going to be different than somebody who is overweight or obese. And the reason being for that is because my insulin sensitivity is very, very high, very lean. I also get my own blood tested every 4 to 5 months so that I can watch my insulin. I eat very clean, etc. I'm in a very healthy state. Somebody that is overweight or obese is going to be less insulin sensitive than I am. They're going to have a bit of insulin resistance. So our responses to the same food are going to be different. We are not going to respond the same. So that glycemic index is almost obsolete, really, because it's not a true read of how we're going to respond. So how, me eating a donut, it's not going to bother me as much or spike as high as insulin response as it would somebody that is more insulin resistant. And what happens when you're insulin resistant is over time, you've eaten a lot of food, or, you know, what the processed foods, whatever it may be, but we have more glucose than we have places to put it, than the insulin can put it. And so the cells eventually become full and they'll close their doors, and they no longer will listen to insulin when insulin is trying to tell it to open the doors to put more glucose in. They're like, no man, I'm full, we're stuffed, we're at occupancy, we cannot let anybody in. So then we have this excess glucose floating around in our body, which causes our body to release more insulin because we're trying to push that glucose into cells. But the cells are not listening to the insulin anymore, therefore we are insulin resistant. They are resisting the message of insulin. So, it kind of maybe as confusing as mud. I don't know. I feel like I explained that pretty well. You tell me. But I just wanted to come on and again, just kind of offer a little bit of information on that, and just for people to understand, you know, what it means, because insulin is such a big word now in the industry, and it's being used correctly in some formats it's not. But if you don't have an understanding of exactly what insulin is, what the function of is, what insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance are, then it doesn't really make a difference, because you don't even really understand the basics. So I was hoping to provide the basics with this video today. So if you found this information useful, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe this, please share this with your fellow females. I really want to educate females to take charge of their bodies. Like I said in the beginning of this video, be an advocate, learn this information so that you are armed and ready when you go to the doctor's office to get the answers you are seeking. You are not dismissed. You're not just put on some kind of prescription as a thing. You are finding ways to get to the roots of what is going on, addressing it so that you can feel better, feel optimal, have optimal energy, good mood, good digestion, good libido, skin looks good, hair looks good, it's not falling out, all that kind of stuff. And you can have it at any age. Don't let them tell you otherwise. So, all right, thumbs up if you thought this was good. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.